down that little bit.
Hmm?
I'll walk down there a bit.
Yeah. See if we can go to edge and have a look down.
Yeah.
We can do another one.
Yeah, it's really nice to do that in the recliners. Okay, guys, each of you get a basket. There's some champagne for each of you here, and a bottle of water. So like I say, you can take anything you'd like out of the basket. You can either eat it now, take it back with you, and the water you can take.
Oh, thank you. You're not pouring yourself a glass though, are you?
No. No, the line is the more you drink, the better I fly.
Yeah, well, you can't help getting people in back down, but what river is that?
Yeah, sure.
The Colorado
Yes,
River.
please.
Oh.
And you can just dump them all over on a bush.
smile. We're happy.
You're happy.
We usually pretend you pass out when you're getting close to finishing it. You stay up for the ride.
Every 4 right now. And then like at 3 or 4 okay, I understand.
Two glasses.
Read it.
Shall we have a picture? White woman.
Encore. We go straight down. Well,
Yeah.
there's ours there.
Our hotel there.
Well, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't seem that far, but it probably is.
Yeah. Yeah, let me zoom in a bit.
Yeah.
Point out our hotel. Over here then. Them strawberries.
I know, they're perfect, aren't they?
I know, where do they get all
I know,
the
yeah.
perfect
I've never had a strawberry that perfect.
They don't have those in my grocery store.
It's good then. nice, isn't it? See why you're doing the lights this way.
It's 14,868 roses went into making that.
In where?
Into the peacock's tail, into the feathers. Looking at you.
Hi there. I'm always glad to see visitors under my branches.
It's difficult to see because it's sun. Sea's rolling in quick, isn't it?
It's for sale, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, going for $6.8 million if you're interested. Coming up on your left with some no, it's before the house. It's where this Jeep is over to your left. I'm trying to let a car pass by. This house to your left, 620 Walden here, is the home of Steve Martin. Steve Martin, the father of the bride, the jerk, 3 amigos. In the 90s, when I drove by here, a lot of people thought this was from the father of the bride home. And that window over there looks like it is pretty similar to the one that's on the movie Father of the Bride, but it's not the same home. It's deeper, a little bit more different design, but that same window looks like it. Quite a bit. To your left, if you watch Beverly Hills Cop, this is the house Eddie Murphy commandeered in the second Beverly Hills Cop. He pulled in the driveway out here. There was scaffolding and workers on the house, and he said he was a building inspector, and then he took over this house. And check out the Halloween, the next 2 houses to your right, and then the one to your left here with the big pumpkin. See how big they do it? Look at all this stuff they got out here. Look at this crazy stuff. I saw one that had like an old pirate. Oh, look at the cat moving over there to your right. You haven't got to yet. I saw the head moving, these people waving. So, yeah. The cat moves, his head moves. Look back to your right now, you'll see the cat. You'll see the head move there if it's still going. The house will be on your left. And then I'm going to do a loop, so it'll be on your right. It's called the Witch's House or the Hansel and Gretel House. If you saw a movie Clueless with Alicia Silverstone, she missed her driving test and was walking by this house. If you saw Beverly Hills Chihuahua, they walked by this house. It was Sir John Gielgud's house in a movie called The Unloved back in the 60s. There, to your right, is their gardener, Don Ho. No. There's blackbirds, black flowers, a moat. A sign, if you look to your right here, the green sign says, "Don't pick the berries, sign the witch." There's a spider web on the gate. Kind of a cool home. If you wanted to see more of that home, you can go online on any search engine and put Witch's Home Beverly Hills, and you'll get a big write-up and a lot of pictures of this home. To your left here, this brick home coming up, is the last home of Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward. Paul Newman, Cool Hand Luke, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Joanne Woodward, 3 Faces of Eve Academy Award. In the 90s, you could have went in a hearse to go on a tour. It was called Graveline Tours. And they went to where people were murdered, shot, died of drug overdoses in cemeteries. Now there's a company that does it. It's a little van that says Dearly Departed Tours. When I turn right on Rodeo Drive, off to your left will be a powdered blue home. If you look to your left now, that powdered blue home is the last home of Stan Laurel. Well, that's another nice mess you've gotten us into, Ollie. Here's Stan Laurel, right there, there's Stan Laurel. When he passed away at age 75, I found it interesting. He was 75. He was 75, his daughter was 32, but his son was only 9 days old. I found this out in the paper by the picture at the outside of the house. To your right, she has a home in Italy. This lady that I'm holding up, this to your right is the home of Marissa Tomei. My cousin Vinny, she won an Academy Award. She was also on The Rewrite, The Wrestler, and a few others. At the end, this here picture I'm holding up now of Julia Roberts was taken at the 2002 Academy Award. I couldn't get her to hold it there. Bejan's come up to your left. He only brought his yellow Rolls Royce today. His story's yellow, and he's so popular that they even have a special meter for him that's yellow Bejan's. And he either brings, as today, his yellow Rolls Royce here to your left, Beer Wang to your left. He brought his Rolls Royce as opposed to the Bugatti, the yellow and black Bugatti, or the yellow Ferrari. Yeah. See, that's why they're honking, because this guy can't get by, and I don't want to get too close to this car here. He's honking because he wants to get by, so he doesn't want to go by. I'm out of the lane, go. Coming up on your right is Gucci and Prada. The necklace that came from Titanic came from Harry Winston's. It's coming up on your left. If you ever watch these shows where the celebrities are interviewed and they say, "Oh, I love your necklace," they'll usually say it's on loan from Harry Winston. Hey, do we know this guy here to your right? Do we? Harry Winston's under rebuilding over here to your left. All right, the name Rodeo Drive will come up again to your left. Over here by Van Cleef and Arpels to your left, where Elizabeth Taylor used to shop and now Salone shops. And then Louis Vuitton's will come up on your right. And if you look in your left, there's that statue of the lady in the center. To your left also, in the 90s, they spent $200 million to do a recreation of a European street. 3 years ago at David Orgale's with a blue canopy, as we saw Schwarzenegger, he was buying jewelry for the maid, or excuse me, Marie. But there's a lady stands for plastic surgery. Right now, within a 2-mile radius of us right here, are 15% of all the plastic surgery in the world. To your left is Tiffany. A couple months ago, when I had a few days off, one of the drivers from Vegas, they came out with 2 drivers instead. One was Ron. He saw a picture, or he got a picture of Sandra Bullock coming out of Tiffany's and getting into a silver Bentley. When I turn left with the convertible Rolls Royce, the black one is parked, which that's a $329,000 car. Between the Canadian and the California flag is where the limo's pulled up with Pretty Woman. If you remember, they had a brunch on the balcony, and Richard Gere explained to Julia Roberts that he was afraid of heights. Well, that's the balcony in the center with no fire escape. Elvis used to stay here a lot. This hotel was in ruins in the movie The Second Planet of the Apes. Cornelius, one of the apes, was living here. Got it? Get it? Got to get it? Yeah. When I turn right on Camden here, off to your left on the left-hand side of the street, would be Saks Fifth Avenue. That's where Winona Ryder was picked up for shoplifting. A couple of popular restaurants for the stars. Well, 1 stars and 1 TV show is coming up on the right. All right, get your cameras ready to your left. There's the name Beverly Hills right there to your left. Beverly Hills. There's the big block letters of Beverly Hills. In this Beverly Garden Park, like I said, goes over 2 miles long. It's where each section there's different trees, flowers, bushes, different species of trees. And usually if you look down the street, there's usually a different species of trees down each street here. And if you look down the street to your left, there's a big high-rise down there. That's a condominium where Cher has a place where she stays in town. And when she's not in rehab, Lindsay Lohan lives in that condominium. Do you know Lindsay Lohan does not give high fives? Your left coming up, if you want to get vinyl records, Tower Records, where Axl Rose used to be a clerk before he started Guns N' Roses. To your left coming up is a Coffee Bean, where Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt used to hang out when they first got together. And above it, Spago's used to be the original move 4 years ago. It's been vacant. The only ones that got the window seats were the A-list stars. Wolfgang won't let anybody sit there unless you were a big star, because he wanted people to see who was eating at his place when he drove by. Donald Trump's star is right about over here to your right. He's the only one that didn't pay for a star. He had Mexico pay for it. Okay. Here's the Disney store to your left. They give out free chocolates. Now, get this for everybody. Look to your right. This is where you get the picture of the Hollywood sign. Get up to the 4th floor by that escalator or in the elevator. You see back to your right, there's the Hollywood sign. See the Hollywood sign back there to your right? You want to get to the 4th floor. 4th floor to get a picture of the Hollywood sign. It's right back there. Get on that little catwalk. You see those people back there underneath the Egyptian hieroglyphics? That's where you want to go. Got to get back here to get a picture of the Hollywood sign. Here's where the Academy Awards are, the Dolby Theater. Go up those stairs right there to your right. Go to the top and go straight back. There's the Dolby Theater. Go up to the top stairs, make a left, go outside, find the Hollywood Visitor Center, and they got pictures. They got these free maps of the Dolby Theater. Up those stairs and to your left. Back there, if you look over your shoulder to your right, see where the Grome is? Grome is a ice cream and candy place. On the wall behind those blue umbrellas is Muhammad Ali's star. He's the only star that's on the Walk of Fame because he didn't want people walking on him.
May you bow your heads right now, wherever you are. Say, Lord, I'm on my way. I want you to live. I believe in you, Lord. I believe you take the right. I believe you get the blood. You love me.
Who?